and welcome Leo people to my channel Dots of Destiny. As promised in the sneak peek video, I will now be talking about the details of your horoscope for the coming year 2024. 2024 is ruled by Saturn, and it will see only Jupiter among the bigger planets moving from Aries to Taurus. In this video, Saturn will remain in the same sign and Rahu Ketu also. In this video, I'll be talking about the topics like your professional front, then your financial front, your health and travel, and lastly your family and relationships. So let us begin without wasting time. Now see, first let me talk about the outer planets a little bit. Outer planets are like first and foremost, Jupiter is still in your 9th house, and from January 1st it will be totally direct with only Saturn aspecting it, no other aspects. Rahu is not there, it is not retrograde. It starts its journey fresh with a new beginning from Ashwini Nakshatra in your 9th house. Here it will be there till the end of April. Then it will change sign and go into your 10th house, Kendra. Saturn is there already in the Kendra, in your 7th house, in the house of business and partnership. And I hope till now you are able to feel the results of Saturn. So two major planets being in the Kendra, Saturn and Jupiter. And now Rahu Ketu, the axis is 2nd and 8th. This is what Rahu is now at this point is transiting in the Ashwini Nakshatra and in the Revati, and it will go into Uttar Bhadrapada as it is moving backwards. Ketu is there in Chitra and it will go to Hasta also by the year end, and it will travel over there because Hasta and Uttar Bhadrapada has the full length of the nakshatra in Pisces and in Virgo respectively. So these are the major transits that is happening. And Mars, your most Yogakaraka planet out of the smaller planets, is starting its journey from your 5th house of Sagittarius. Then it will come into the 6th house Capricorn, 7th house Aquarius, 8th house, and 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Then finally, first time in Aries, it will travel from Sagittarius till Aries by the first week of June. From Aries, it will start a new journey in first week of June, and then into Taurus, your 10th house, 11th house, and finally by the end of the year, November, December, it gets debilitated in the 12th house. So this is the journey of Mars. Venus and Mercury will have its usual 20-25 days of journey, which I'll make transit videos. These are not, Mercury is an important planet for you obviously, and Venus is also your 10th lord, but there is nothing much unusual about the transit of Mercury and Venus this year. So we'll talk as the year progresses. Now another thing is that after all these outer planets, another important planet for you especially is your Lagna Lord Sun. And Sun, as you know, is starting its journey from Sagittarius, your 5th house, from the beginning of January, and every month 15 or 16 it will be changing sign, as you know. So now Jupiter, let us first talk about a little bit Jupiter. As it is changing its sign this year, Jupiter will change sign from Aries to Taurus 1st of May, and it will get retrograde by the middle of October 2024, and this retrogression will continue till 4th of February 2025. So total 119 days of retrogression for Jupiter. Saturn, more or less, it always gets retrograde in this time, 30th June to 15th of November, 139 days of retrogression. Now, as far as your professional front is concerned, the 6th house is our daily job, and the 10th house is the profession recognition that we want in our life. The 6th house Lord Saturn is in the 7th house. So here, as I have seen that Saturn, when it was in the sign of Capricorn, it had definitely made you a routine out of your daily job life, because Saturn works very well in the sixth house. It's a very strict master, as the planet is. It must have made a routine for you in the sixth house. Now it will build up a routine in the business area in your seventh house. So especially if you are into business, it is a great time to build up the business. Saturn in Kendra elevates the status. If you put in the hard work, nothing like that. If you start the journey from here, if you're beginning a new journey, Saturn will help you to put the things into perspective and put it into exact order. But as you know, Saturn is a slow planet. It works with time. Do not be in a hurry. So professional front is the 10th house. 10th house Jupiter is there. You, if you are in working in a bank, any counseling job or all these things, any job front, Jupiter, only problem with Jupiter I find in the 10th, it becomes a little more sweeter than actually required. 10th house is not a sweet house. it is the it is a very competitive house. 6th house, 10th house, that's why we say that Jupiter don't work really very well in the 6th and 10th, because Jupiter is a very gloriously optimistic planet. Being optimistic is good. It will do good in the Kendra, not denying that, but please don't be too people pleasing. That is the characteristics of Jupiter in the 10th. Ask for what you need from the world. Being assertive to certain extent is important. Otherwise your 6th and 10th house is not at all in bad condition. I think it is sorted. You should have a good professional year this year, definitely. Okay, then comes your wealth part, the 2nd and the 11th and the 8th house. 2nd house is your Jupiter is having an aspect on the 2nd house. It is your Virgo, but Ketu is traveling there, transiting there. So be a little cautious with the money handling, with your jama punji, your savings. Be a little careful, because Rahu Ketu, when it is in the 6th traversing, if you specially have a Rahu Ketu Antardasha, then you have to be even more vigilant about it. Don't spend unnecessary. Don't give people unnecessarily. Help when it is required. Be very aware and keep a strict watch on your money, and don't spend on unnecessary things, because it takes very less time for planet like Rahu Ketu to wash away the savings. You know that. I need not. It's just a caution that you should cultivate in the 2nd house matters. 11th house is your Gemini house. So Mercury, whenever it is in dignity, it is aspecting the 11th and all. As of now, there is no problem with the 11th house, because Mercury is a very fast moving planet and no bad planets are there in the 11th house. So it is Jupiter aspecting the 2nd house is good. 6th house aspecting Jupiter is good. So it is a wealth generation time. But yes, obviously there are no big major planets aspecting it. Only Jupiter is aspecting, and but Ketu being there, it will be influx, will be a little up down in influx can be there, because Mercury is also that kind of a planet, sudden fast, sudden retrograde, that kind. So for Leo ascendants or moon sign, the 2nd and the 11th gets a little bit of the nature of Mercury is such. According to his transit, according to that month, you have to plan out your finances, but it's not bad. But don't go for big expenses, and don't lend money unnecessarily, because Rahu is also in the 8th house. So you may get sudden inheritances, and you can feel that or you may get late inheritances. That can also happen, because Rahu is such a planet. What it does with the Pisces sign, Pisces being a dreamy sign, but you have lot of energy in the 2nd and 8th axis, that is for sure. So but be a little cautious, because Rahu in the 8th, actually it gives sudden events. That is the thing, regarding money, maybe regarding fame, regarding somebody wants to malign your name, because your Lagna Lord will also sometimes be with Saturn in the 9th. When it will come into the transit into the 8th house, it will be with Rahu. These are certain sensitive points you need to keep a watch when the transits will happen. Otherwise, not a major issue, but again and again I'm telling you, this Rahu Ketu axis, whether Rahu in the second, Ketu in the eighth, in your case Ketu in the second, Rahu in the eighth, be cautious of these two areas. And these are money giving houses. One is our savings, and the eighth house is our inheritances, our taxes, our sudden gains, all these things. So and also so that Rahu can create some kind of a illusion over there. Maybe somebody promised you something, you're not getting it at the right time. Don't get irritated, wait and work things out. Now next come is your family and relationship. So see, family is the second house and the fourth house also. The fourth house is getting a lot of aspects, Scorpio. It is getting the aspect of Saturn. From Saturn is aspecting from the 7th house, the 4th house. Jupiter, as it goes in the 10th house, it will aspect directly your 4th house, and also Rahu from the 8th will be aspecting. So real estate, if you want to buy, if you want to buy a piece of land, see the transit of Mars also, and then definitely you can go ahead. If you want to buy a new car, real estate, new house, you can do at this point of time. Definitely you can do. Jupiter aspecting the 6th house, Capricorn, though it is the Neech Drishti of Jupiter, carefully you must definitely take a loan, whatever suits you in that way. But 4th house is having a lot of energy. You can have lot of bondings and different kind of energy exchange, because Scorpio is a very transformative. You can have lot of realizations also this year, because your heart is going through lot of transformations. 4th house is actually the heart area. It is going through lot of transformations, Scorpio being the sign and getting aspected by 3 major planets all throughout the year. So be prepared for it, Leo ascendants. You can have a major change in the heart. Now don't think the heart change means some heartbreak or something bad about it. It's not always like that. You realize a lot of things. 4th house, 12th house is very spiritual houses. For Sagittarius, 12th house, it is getting all the aspect. For you, it is a 4th house. A lot of realization can come to you, and it is good. Whenever realization happens, we become more sorted. So family, you should not this year, one thing is that if you want to maintain a peace, talk less. Ketu in Virgo, it's a Mercurian sign, can speak too sharp, which is not required. And if this Ketu is getting an aspect of Mars in the transit, it is even more sharp. So it's not required. See where you want to talk, where you don't want to talk, and keep quiet. The less you talk, the better it is this year. This is my advice, full and final suggestion to you. The lesser you talk, the better. Where it is not required, no need of talking. Family happiness will be maintained. Saturn is in the 7th. Your partner can get a good position. They can feel empowered, and it can make you also feel good. Why not? But now I come to the health part of it. Health is a big caution that I want to put in over here. Saturn is aspecting your Lagna without any good aspect of Jupiter, which had been aspecting your Lagna from the January, February, March, April. Then Jupiter moved in the 10th. So follow a regime, keep checkup of your health, eat well, sleep well, lead a disciplined life. That is what Saturn wants. Saturn will put in a lot of responsibility. Looking at the Lagna, it will push you towards a lot of responsibility. But take rest from time to time and then rejuvenate, come back. And also Rahu in the 8th house can give sudden issues with, it happens. Jealous eyes, black magic kind of things, they happen. Evil things, they happen. Whether we understand it or not. So do the jap of Om Namah Shivaya, and which is very helpful for Leo ascendants. And also this Mahamrityunjaya jap, if you can do, that is also very important. A day 11 times, that is very important. These and Surya mantra. So these things very important for a Leo ascendant this year to keep the health well. Once the health is well, your profession, because you have 2 major Saturn Jupiter in the Kendra, lot of work can pour in. So to manage that also you need a good health. So that's why it is important you go with a regime, keep up the good health, take proper rest, be in a little bit of isolation when you feel too much of burden. That can solve the purpose, Okay, travel can happen during the first 4-5 months, as Jupiter will be in the ninth house, and also your Yoga Karak Mars will also come towards the ninth house. So let me now talk about a little bit of transit of Mars, which begins from your fifth house. Fifth house Mars starts his journey from your fifth house with Venus Mercury. This is a good position of Mars, and it is favorable for your luck to shine. First and foremost, Yoga Karak, ninth lord in the fifth, it makes your luck shine. So begin the year with a vigor. Then Mars goes into exaltation with Venus in the sixth house. This is also a good position of Mars. You will find the competitive spirit and go ahead with it. Break the things and make the things happen. Then comes the seventh house. Here is a sensitive point, Saturn Mars together, and the time exactly in Aquarius is from third up to mid March to third week of April, or March from beginning of the March to the third week of April. Mars Saturn together in the seventh house, too much of energy. Though it's a Kendra house, but it is a seventh house, is a house of relationship. So if there is a quarrel with partnership and all, things can prove to be quite detrimental in this kind of situation, because seventh house is house of partnership with your better half, and also with your business partners also, if you are at all working in business partnership. So this time when the transit will happen, I will definitely make a video, Mars conjunction with Saturn. That time you have to be very cautious with your dealings with your married partner, and also with the partnerships, other partnerships you have, because seventh house is all the people that we are dealing with. Then Mars come in conjunction with Rahu in the 8th house. This is also not at all a good conjunction. Here the health factor and all these things and should be kept under check. So these are the dates that one has to remember. So from beginning of the or mid-March, maybe mid-March to the whole of April, or rather you take April, May, these 2 months especially, you need to take care of your health, your words, how you speak, how you deal with people, your own well-being, and also so that you don't hurt people unnecessarily. So these things can be very important, because see, once you pass this, then comes when Mars comes into your ninth house lord coming into the ninth house, your fortune will rise, and really you'll feel energized to go on, because now Mars begins its journey in the first week of June from Aries, starting a new cycle, then going into your 10th house with conjunction Jupiter, then into the 11th house. These all are very good transits of Mars. It is really, you should take use of it. But if your mind, body, soul is not aligned, and if you are disturbed with your relationship of health, you cannot make utilization of these time, which are better from June 1st onwards. And then Mars come into debilitation in the last 2 months, November, December, and then it will come into retrogression also. It will come into Gemini, go back to Cancer in 2025. So there is a big transit of Mars happening. Mars is slowing down in Gemini, and then it will go into its debilitation of 4th house. Lot of realization, lot of things, lot of happening. You want to go for taking rest. You want to lead a little lonely life during the end, because I think you will be so much work oriented this whole year. Your professional fund, your partnership, your your children can also do good, because your fifth lord Jupiter will be in Kendra, so, and also free from all aspect of Rahu, Saturn, and all these things. So you can feel good about all the things. Your money a little bit care needs to be taken, and after a whole year you can feel that too much of work you have done, and you need some rest, and some healing needs to be required. So conscious healing, conscious meditation, chanting japa, doing all this will give you a lot of energized self, the emotional and the mental body and the physical body, because Mars, whenever it goes into debilitation, some problem with the physical lethargic tendencies can also kick in. So take proper rest during the last 2 months of the year. That is far away, we'll talk about in details, but from the beginning till like October, it should be a very fast year that you are running towards. And I hope you make the most of this year. So your profession, finances, relationships, all should be a little bit of caution here and there, but main concern is your health. Keep a total check of health. See, this is the how we make use of the transits, because if dasha mahadasha is also not good with this the transits we are speaking, but the dasha mahadasha, you know what you are going through, so what kind of precaution you will take. So start that immediately, and so that you, if a little bit here and there problem happens also, you sail through it. That is what is how the astrology guides us towards the days which we need a little bit of guidance or advice from the due to the transits and due to the things the planets that do with us. So this is the whole scenario, Leo. Have a great wonderful year ahead. Make the full utilization of it, and I'll catch up with you later in the transit and other videos. Thank you so much.